Losing weight is kinda like peeing your pants on purpose. It's hard to do at first, but eventually you kinda just accept it. But why on earth would you walk around in your dirty pee pants when you don't need to? If you or one of your loved ones has been diagnosed with dirty pee pants syndrome, call the number on your screen now. Anyways, I might have gotten a little bit carried away, but today I'm gonna be talking about something that hopefully makes your life a fair bit easier when it comes to dieting. I'm gonna be going over exactly how I've used video games as a way to lose weight faster, more easily, and with way less time commitment. Yes, I know, fairly bold claims. Ever since I was a toddler, I've always been super into gaming. It's had a pretty big impact on my life, honestly all the way down to how I think and how I approach problems. And with so much investment comes a lot of time commitment. I would spend hundreds of hours at my desk grinding, but it left me sedentary and totally unproductive. And then eventually when I got into weight loss and I did start losing weight, I almost quit video games entirely because I just viewed them as a waste of time, time I could be working, going to the gym, literally just doing anything else that's more productive. Eventually, we get to late winter, early spring of 2024, which just so happens to be around the time I released my ultimate guide to fat loss video, and I was doing a lot of walking. Some days I would genuinely just go to the gym and walk the track for hours. Like literally all my free time was just spent walking. The people that saw me in the gym probably thought I was either batshit insane or like preparing to go on a super long hike or something. All my free time was spent walking, which I could honestly tolerate for a little while because it was my first time starting to look super good and actually get lean. And it was fun. Like every day I was looking a little bit better and I just really wanted it. But eventually I was just like, fuck this. I'm not spending 4 hours a fucking day walking in circles anymore. So that summer I went on Facebook Marketplace and bought a $100 walking pad treadmill. Honestly, as far as fat loss goes, maybe even my entire life, one of the best purchasing decisions I've ever made. Sorry to interrupt, but this video is brought to you by me, myself, and I, respectively. I just wanted to quickly plug my free Discord server, first link in the description. I recently started doing group coaching through my Discord server. We currently have 2 very awesome members. Shout out to Nevin and Tom. Once we reach 3 members, the price is gonna go up to $75 a month from the current price of $50 a month. And memberships are grandfathered, so if you start out paying 50 bucks a month, you're gonna be paying that forever. I'm not just gonna randomly charge you an extra 25 bucks a month out of nowhere. So even if you're not interested in that, go ahead and join the Discord. It's free. Got an awesome little community in there, and I'm having a great time working with you guys and helping you out. So back to our regularly scheduled programming. I would just set it up in front of my computer and like watch YouTube and Netflix for a few hours. Easy peasy. Now I'm not outside or like at the gym or something away from the house. Just making it more comfortable and completely taking the like barrier of entry out of my source of cardio. Eventually, I kind of got bored of that and graduated towards playing video games at my desk from my controller. Now, I didn't have a standing desk yet, so I would just like set my monitor on top of a laundry basket or something to make it work. Now, don't get me wrong, it was fucking awesome. In fact, for most people, just incorporating this alone for a few hours a day, just replacing some desk or couch time that you'd already be doing, will lead to some noticeable fat loss. But for me, it just wasn't really good enough, wasn't really cutting it. Still kind of a time sink, and more importantly, I'm a PC gamer, so being stuck playing games with just the controller was not really ideal. On top of that, I'm kind of in college and have this whole YouTube thing and have to like write papers and stuff, so I do spend a ton of time at my desk anyways for just like general work commitments. It was just really feeling like a bit of a no-brainer to get a standing desk. And when I eventually did spend the 100 bucks at Walmart and actually pick one up, the kind of like transition from using my keyboard and mouse sitting down to doing it standing up and at the treadmill was pretty much seamless. It honestly took me like 15 minutes to get used to it, which a lot of people ask me about. I don't know if me kind of conditioning myself to getting used to doing stuff on the treadmill helped at all, but some of my friends see the desk setup and like, ooh, this looks kind of cool, I gotta try it, and then they get used to it in like 5 minutes too. I promise you, you walking at 2.5 miles an hour is not gonna completely ruin your ability to use the computer, especially if you're closer to my age and you spent your entire life on a computer. Honestly, at this point, using the treadmill at my desk is more comfortable than actually sitting in a chair, just because I've spent so much time doing it. So at this point, all the extra time throughout the day I have to spend walking in circles is completely eliminated. And on top of that, I've integrated and combined burning calories into what I'd already be doing at my desk anyways. And now, For the grand finale of this whole video, you can even say the final boss, incline, baby. Adding some incline to the treadmill legitimately multiplies the calories you burn. My go-to is about 8% incline, and this will take you from burning like 200 to 300 calories per hour flat to like 450 to 550 calories an hour. It's pretty ridiculous. If I spend like 3 or 4 hours at my desk at this pace, which let's be real is like one good weekend Marvel Rivals session, it's like an extra 1,500 to 2,000 calories burned doing shit I'd already be doing anyways. In case you're wondering, that's an extra 2 to 3 pounds burned per fucking week. That's like your entire deficit. It's actually just ludicrous, just the sheer amount of calories you can burn once you get conditioned enough to do a decent level of incline without getting like out of breath or super sore or anything. As Greg Doucette says, better butter burner. Get a walking pad. Get a standing desk. I've spent like a total of $200 on everything. And if you want to support me, I'll post affiliate links below for both of them, but you don't have to do that. I got my treadmill secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, funny story, I used the first one so much over the course of like 8 months, the motor burned up, so I had to get a new one for $100, which to be honest, I probably could have prevented by doing the actually intended amount of maintenance on the treadmill. But anyways, set the treadmill to the highest incline possible that you, one, won't get excessively sore from, and 2, can do without stopping for about 3 to 5 hours. Again, for me, about 8% incline, 2.5 speed is more than manageable for this kind of time frame, but if you're new to this, you might have to work your way up. A tip from someone who spams the fucking incline treadmill every day: put more emphasis on keeping your joints in check. So just looking out for joint strains. If your knees, ankles, feet start to feel really bad, that's your sign to dial it back. When I'm talking about soreness here, I really mean just making sure your knees don't crumple into little pieces. Not really talking about like muscle soreness here. It's a little bit different, but early on, you might get a fair amount of muscle soreness. If you are getting muscle soreness from your cardio, definitely dial it back a little bit. The main thing I want you guys to look out for is just making sure all of your joints are in check. Don't be like me and put yourself in a position where you can barely walk because you just kind of forgot that you were on the treadmill and decided to do 8% incline, 2.5 speed for 6 hours straight. So yeah, that was how I got shredded by playing video games. I'm able to cut a very solid rate, like I'm talking 2 to 3 pounds a week, eating like 3,000 calories right now. Pretty much just by doing this, maybe like an extra 2 to 3 miles a day on top of that. I still try to kind of just maximize my step count, you know, park a little bit further away from the grocery store, that kind of thing. Subscribe, like the video, follow me on Instagram, and most importantly, join my Discord server if you'd like to be coached by me. See you next time, weirdo.